If I say the word Silent Hill, what these words mean to you? Probably terror, dread, disturbing images, fantastic music, and a very dark story. But what if I told you there's a Silent Hill game with no combat, no fog, and barely any horror? Sounds crazy, right? Well, that game exists. It's called Silent Hill Shattered Memories, and it might just be the most polarizing title in the series. As a lifelong fan of Silent Hill, I went into it open-minded. However, I played this game for a short time on the PSP when it has been released, so I know what I could expect, but when I started to play again, something felt off. I almost stopped playing halfway through. Why? What went wrong? And why do some players still defend this game to this day? Stay with me, because this game does have some unique ideas, and one twist that might just catch you off guard. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Silent Hill Shattered Memories. Let's start at the beginning. What was Konami thinking when they greenlighted this? Shattered Memories was developed by Climax Studios and released in 2009 for the Wii, later on PS2 and PSP. But this wasn't a simple remake of Silent Hill 1, it was a full reimagining of the original game. The core idea was bold: a psychological horror game that analyzes you as you play. Your answers in therapy sessions change character appearances, dialogue, even environments. It sounds groundbreaking, and I actually really love that idea that Harry is going to a therapy to process the trauma which he endured, but did it actually enhance the experience? Here's the real question: can a game that tailors itself to you still feel like a cohesive story? We'll come back to that. So, you play as Harry Mason, who wakes up after a car crash in a snow-covered Silent Hill, searching for his missing daughter, Cheryl. Familiar? Sure. But from here on, everything changes. The town is icy, not foggy. The monsters are gone, replaced by faceless, shrieking mannequins. You can't fight, you just run. And every so often, you're pulled into first-person therapy sessions where a strange doctor probes your memories. But what's really going on in these sessions? Who is this doctor? And are you even playing as Harry at all? Well, we'll get to that. But for now, let's talk about what made this Silent Hill feel so different, and not in a good way. Usually I'm not complaining too much about the details, but here I have to. Okay, I know that this is a reimagination of the first game and a few things has been included to modernize it a bit, but first of all, what bothered me is the strong flashlight which Harry just grabs from the car at the beginning of the game. Do you remember in the original game how weak was that little light which was attached to Harry's chest? For a lot of people this is probably not an issue, but it bothered me. Also, your mobile phone. The original game was played in the 90s, and yeah, there were mobile phones back in that time, but not with a camera, GPS, and there was no cell phone in the original game at all. Okay, the developers wanted to modernize the game, I get it, but my main problem with the cell phone here is that the feeling of loneliness and being lost is just completely gone. Your phone keeps ringing, you receive text messages, pictures, and this completely kills the mood for me. You're not feeling alone in the town at all. Yeah, you can even dial 911.
What is your emergency?
With your phone, you can take photos of various things around the town, and this is important to progress the story, but this didn't add much to the experience for me. As you explore the town, you are going to find doors which are locked. The keys for these doors or the opening mechanism is somewhere nearby, but in a so obvious or easy to find place that makes the whole thing completely unnecessary. It provides so little challenge that for me it does not make any sense, even if someone who does not play any adventure game is going to be very easy. For me, and for a lot of players, Silent Hill has always been about mood. Fog that surrounds and suffocates you, you never know what is lurking behind it. Audio that crawls under your skin. Rooms that feel like they are watching you, and when you turn your back against a mannequin in a dark room, you get goosebumps. That is what I really enjoyed in the original Silent Hill games, but Shattered Memory trades that in for cold minimalism. It's snowy, it's quiet, and honestly, kind of empty. But not in a way like abandoned, it's almost like relaxing. The only time when the game felt eerie is in some underground areas where it was really dark, but because there were no jump scares or creepy noises, this could be an urban explorer simulation game too. I kept asking myself, where is the dread? Where is the unsettling world building that the series is known for? There is no overworld, no famous Silent Hill siren when everything goes to hell. Even the music, normally a huge strength, but felt subdued. Yes, Akira Yamaoka returned to do the soundtrack and it is beautiful, but not haunting. But could it be that this wasn't meant to scare us at all? That maybe the horror in Shattered Memories was something internal? There are numerous scenes where you have to run in a frozen nightmarish environment and dodge or shake off some monsters who are chasing you. These scenes are where the game gets intense, and as you progress through the game it gets more and more difficult to navigate through these areas. The blue frame around doors, edges and fences marking you where you should go, but you also need to check your phone if you are heading to the right direction. I have to say that the developers have made a very good job here, because the whole experience gives you an adrenaline rush when you have to stop, take out your phone, trying to figure out where you should go while the monsters are approaching you and you cannot fight them. You can slow them down, but eventually they're gonna get you. There are a few levels where you have to take photos of things to open the door which lets you back to the normal world. These are much more difficult, as you have to move around the level, take a photo, while you keep avoiding the monsters. These levels were more frustrating for me than fun. But these levels achieve the same satisfaction once you finish them as when you return to the normal world from the other world in the mainline Silent Hill games. One of the game's selling points was its psychological profiling system. Your answers in therapy shape the experience: who flirts with you, who gets angry, what monsters chase you. It's an ambitious concept, but the problem is that most of these changes are surface level only. The overall narrative barely changes, and while it feels immersive at first, it gradually starts to feel like a gimmick, less like it's revealing you, and more like it's just reacting randomly. And then comes the twist. Yes, that twist, if you know what I mean. The ones that's supposed to reframe the entire game. So, why even after seeing it, I felt a bit disappointed. Don't worry, no spoilers here. But I'll say this, the ending is clever. It tries to explain the therapy, the icy visuals, and even the lack of traditional horror. But to me, it felt like a long walk for a short payoff. It answered questions I didn't ask and raised new ones that the game had no intention of exploring. It didn't shock me, it just made the rest of the experience feel kind of hollow. And the big question I kept circling back to was this: why did this story need to be told at all? For me, Henry and Cheryl's story was not a really engaging one, compared to the story of Silent Hill 2, which even nowadays I really love it. I would like to see more about James and Mary, but this, in my opinion, I'm sure someone feels the opposite. I made a whole video about it. When Silent Hill Shattered Memories has been released, critics gave it credit for the game's innovation. Fans were split. Some people absolutely love Shattered Memories for its emotional story and personal approach. Others felt like I did, disappointed, disconnected, and confused why it was even called Silent Hill. As a standalone psychological thriller, it's fine. As a Silent Hill game, it's a shadow. The soul of the series, the fear, the symbolism, the mythology is stripped out and replaced with a very different kind of introspection. But maybe that's the real horror here. No monsters, not fog, but the realization that some stories just don't need to be retold. Despite I had a, let's not use the word negative, let's use the word bleak experience with Silent Hill Shattered Memories, this is not a bad game, but I would not call it a good one either. If you're a Silent Hill fan, I think it's worth experiencing once. But go in knowing this is not the Silent Hill you remember. It's colder, quieter, and for me, less meaningful. Let me know in the comments what you thought. Did the twist hit you? Or did you, like me, walk away wondering what could this game have been? And if you would like to see more Silent Hill reviews, I made videos about my favorite ones. I put the links in the video description, check them out. I hope that you enjoyed this time travel back to the golden era of gaming. If you enjoy digging up forgotten classics or disasters, I got plenty more where this came from, so join the community by subscribing. Also, the YouTube algorithm shows some videos for you, it is on the screen now, check them out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next Backlog Quest video.